So I finally finished mastering the SFAR-M GL, and I wanted to share my go-to setup for attachments in the Plus system. So at first, I want to say I hated using this gun. It felt so goddamn clunky, especially with the small mags that you are given right off the bat. So it will be kind of frustrating at first, but you can always go in solo and co-op and unlock a few attachments for it. And then once you unlock those attachments, you're good to go. So starting off with the barrel, I put the Warhawk compensator on here. So you're going to see this is a recurring theme. It's always good to mitigate the amount of horizontal recoil there is, or actually, as the Warhawk compensator says, it plus horizontal recoil control. So it just basically gives you less horizontal recoil, a little bit more vertical, but vertical is always easier to compensate for than horizontal. And then I have a suppressor on here, as well as an extended barrel, but I don't really swap out all that often. I mostly use this weapon for like medium range and even obviously close quarters. I'd never really go for the really long range shots. And so yeah, the Warhawk compensator does perfectly fine here. You're still doing a lot of damage, and the bullets do a lot of damage even if you're far away from your targets. As for the underbarrel, so you only have options of grenade launchers, as the weapon name suggests, SFAR-M GL, so grenade launcher. So the three that I have on here are the incendiary. I love this thing. It's so good at blocking off pathways, clearing people behind cover, because if you pop the incendiary there and they start getting burned, they're obviously going to move out, or else they're just going to die, as opposed to just having the regular grenade launcher attachment in here. So with the explosive rounds, or the frag rounds I should say, the 40mm incendiary is definitely my go-to launcher. And then I have the smoke. Smoke is such a good way of pushing objectives, going to heal people. So I often play Falc, so I'm reviving people a lot of the time, and having smokes available on my gun directly is great, because that means I don't have to carry smokes in my throwable slot, so I can carry something like an EMP grenade, which is also very good at taking out vehicles, or at least neutralizing their ways of killing you. And then I have the 40mm AP. Don't sleep on these. The 40mm APs are stronger than you think against armor and even bolts. You can do some pretty decent damage. You can help finish off, you know, light vehicles with this thing. Let's say somebody gets a recoilless shot on a bolt and you have the 40mm AP attached. Pop a couple of those in the bolt, chances are that thing's probably going to blow up, or at least the people inside are going to bail out of it. As for the mags, so this is what was the most frustrating at first. You only get the 20 round mags, and then you eventually unlock the 40 round mags, which are fantastic. You can deal with so many enemies, seeing as they are high power rounds in the drum mag. The SFAR is kind of like the really heavy hitter. The only one option you have for standard issue ammo is the 20 rounders. So you're really going to be running the high power here, for the simple fact that 20 rounds really isn't a whole lot, especially if people are running armor plates, which more often than not they are, because they have an angel on their squad or their team. So yeah, you're not really gonna utilize the regular ammo. You can always try, but I found it's best to run the drum mag and then have the high power ammo as backup. So these are the 20 rounders here. And then as the final one, I have the AP rounds. I don't use them all that much. I would rather use like the 40mm AP grenade launcher as opposed to these. So I just have this for extra ammo, and then this really, if I'm absolutely out of ammo in both of these, then I might swap out to these. But if you're killing a lot of people, they're dropping ammo, so you can always refill some of your ammo that way. As for sights, I have the Fusion Hollow on here. I sometimes swap out to the Bravo 3X for a little bit longer ranges. The Fusion Hollow is really an amazing sight. The sight picture is great, the reticle is clear and visible, and this weapon, even if you're only using the Fusion Hollow at medium range, you're still going to be able to see your targets and track them pretty easily. And then if I really want to get cocky, I have a 6X on here, but the 6X does reveal your position because of scope glint, so I don't really use it all that much. I just have all the slots filled out just for more options. But the Fusion Hollow, really good. I would also suggest maybe a 2X on here, So I think it's called the TV2X. I'm not 100% sure on that. That would also be very good on this weapon. But yeah, the SFAR, as I said, at first I really didn't enjoy this weapon. It felt so clunky to use compared to the other ARs. But once you kind of get used to it, and I swap it to single fire a lot when fighting in medium range combat. It does have some pretty significant recoil. So having it on single fire and medium range, you can still shoot it really fast and down targets really quickly because it hits really hard. So yeah, definitely a weapon to check out. There's one caveat though right now as of recording this video. If you have an underbarrel launcher or a bipod on your weapon and you enter a vehicle and then you end up exiting the vehicle, chances are you won't be able to ADS. So just be aware of that when you're using the SFAR. I really enjoy the weapon, but it's hard to recommend it as a go-to weapon right now in the assault rifle category for the simple fact that you can't really get in vehicles and then expect to be able to ADS when you exit those vehicles. So playing something like Rush, where you have a MAV as the forward spawn point, you kind of want to think about jumping in that MAV or using this weapon because you won't be able to ADS when you exit it. So just be aware of that. It's really annoying. I hope they do get it fixed sooner rather than later because this has been going on since the launch of the game, and it makes this weapon, you know, basically unusable if you at any point need to spawn in a vehicle or enter a vehicle. This gun is useless. So yeah, anyways, give this weapon a try. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know which weapon I should work on next. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.